MarketStrategy.com.
Hi everybody, it's Chris again, looking at the upcoming Friday, September 19th trading session. I have the economic calendar in front of you as per usual, but let's face it, this is all about the Scots and whether or not they are part of the UK anymore. The suspicion is that they will be, and I'll show you why here in a moment, but let's go ahead and take a look at the one announcement that could move a market as far as I see, and that's the Canadian CPI month over month. 0.2% expected. Could affect the dollar CAD forex pair. Do not anticipate seeing any major moves coming out of Europe because really it's going to be about Scotland. And by the time we get to Canada, the United States will react. Beyond that, we've got some very minor announcements coming out of the U.S. Of course, the Mexican announcements really won't move much either. So a pretty quiet day, economic announcement speaking. This is probably the only chart that most of you will be paying attention to, and that of course is the pound dollar. You can see that we have had a pretty strong move over the last couple days. We did fall a little bit after trying to rally on Wednesday, but Thursday's definitely starting to look a little bit different. So having said that, it appears that the market's already kind of made up its mind. We feel that the Scots are staying and perhaps the pound's oversold. I think that buying calls will be the way to go going forward. In fact, full disclosure, I'm already long of the pound, waiting for the snapback to probably about 166 or so. We could go as high as 170, who knows? But 166 I think is pretty much in the cards at this point. Unless of course the Scots leave, and that will just throw the markets, just everything into chaos for a while. So really at this point in time, I do like the British pound and am already long of it via calls and the spot forex market. Looking at the euro dollar, you can see that we have bounced a little bit. This looks like simple consolidation here. I'd be looking to sell again closer to the 130 level, and believe that we will in fact get that opportunity. Probably won't be today, but maybe Monday or so as the euro drifts back up into that region. Looking at the FTSE, you can see we're just kind of meandering around the 6,800, 6,700 range. This is all going to come down to the vote, and quite frankly, I would expect a gap one direction or the other, depending on the vote at the open. If the Scots stay, I think that'll release quite a bit of burden on the FTSE, and we could finally break above the 6,900 level. I'm buying calls on that move. Do recognize that there's a bit to chew through, but I think that 6,900 level will give way. Now, if the Scots leave, this thing's going to fall apart. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But again, I'm still leaning towards the Scots staying from all of my research. And finally, the S&P 500, you can see, is banging on the door at 2010 yet again. Can't get above it. If we can get a daily close above there, it's a buy. It's a buy and hold situation where you can buy longer dated calls. Alternately, pullback should offer buying opportunities, but we may want to let it drift back down at least to 2,000 before we start to look for those opportunities. And with that, I have looked at the upcoming Friday, September 19th trading session.